Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the most electrifying podcast in sports entertainment. Welcome to the Under the Ring podcast. It's me, your boy, El Hijo del Dango. Once again, I did not win the goddamn belt. I did not win the goddamn belt, but like we always know, it's not December. December is my time to shine. That's when I win.
Right.
Joining me. Oh boy. Joining me, ladies and gentlemen, we have
I'm
the
back.
man.
I'm back.
What's going on, Reggie? We have the man who escaped a 4 pay-per-view weekend. The reigning, defending predictions champion. Yep, that's what we'll do. We'll mute that Ted DiBiase laugh. That's what we'll do, goddammit.
Diamonds are forever, and so is Matty Rand.
Nope.
Used.
Nope. We're not doing that this year. Nope.
I used my little switch. I used my switch, and while we all went the elite, I said, you know what? I'm gonna be the opposite guy. I'm gonna go Blackpool Combat Club.
The motherfuckers beat the shit out of the elite.
And I sat there on pins and needles. I didn't watch the whole pay-per-view, but I kept up with it. And I said, good Lord. As usual, I have a chance to win. No matter what, it's always one of y'all, and then I'm just lurking. And Blackpool Combat Club
won.
It
was me for the AEW one. It was me for AEW. If you haven't watched the show by now, I am the king of coming in second. Like, I am the king of coming in second. I will be right there. I just need one prediction to take it. And then, nope.
And then
it's always happened. This motherfucker right here to be the one to fucking take it.
I win, and it just so happens every time I win, Roman comes out with more content for me. So I got a whole new belt celebration to hype up the pod. I got a whole new told the universe to acknowledge me. I'm over here sitting in corners, got a new belt. Got like Matty Reigns. If y'all thought Roman Reigns was bad, Matty Reigns is worse. Because I can say what Roman can't say. Because I can say what Roman can't say. And shout out to Ric Flair. Diamonds are forever, and so is Ric Flair. Love this hat. One of my only wrestling related caps. So yeah, shout out to that. But yeah, I am the champion.
Before we get on to the rest of the podcast, as you can see, I have on my Hot Rod t-shirt. The reason I have on my Hot Rod t-shirt is because a prominent wrestling figure who is synonymous with Hot Rod, Roddy Piper, Nikolai Volkov, Hulk Hogan, the Iron Sheik, Sheiky Baby, Bubba, has passed on, and he is no longer with us. Later on in the show, we'll each, give some of our top moments that we can remember from the Iron Sheik, whether looking back on old video clips, which Matt would have to do, or actually being around and seeing them, which is something I do. So you get two perspectives with that right there. You get the future and the past right there, with that.
I've only seen him on tapes. I've only seen him on tapes. Kenny can say I've seen him. I've seen
the man live in the ring. Okay.
Kenny was a child.
Right. I seen the man live in the ring in his prime. Not old Sheik that came back for that battle royal. I'm talking
See?
with the clubs, baby. All
Right.
right. So we'll get into that. Yeah, Reggie. Yeah, Reggie. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied, Reggie. You ain't never, god damn it, lied. Good, good,
And shout out to this
good
beer.
grief.
19.2 ounces. Super tall boy. It's an Imperial IPA. So good.
All
And
right,
delicious.
let's get into these pay-per-views. All right. The first pay-per-view, whew, was Under Siege.
Under Siege was good. I like that show. It was good. It was a
Ladies
good
and gentlemen,
show.
we have said this time and time and time and time and time and time and time again to the point where they should actually be paying us at this point for as much love as we say. Impact once again may have delivered the pay-per-view of the week.
Right.
There's only one other show which may come close, and it fucking surprised me that it came that close. I'm not gonna lie. Battleground.
Oh, yep. Hey,
Ba-
as an NXT person, I'm like, hey, I told y'all, but with me and HBK, when we be cooking over here.
Battleground was a hell of a good pay-per-view. We'll get into that in a second. But for Under Siege, hold on, let me pull that up real quick. I just had
Well,
it
I
too.
got you. Let's see, pre-show. First match. Well, we'll go for the whole show. We had
Right.
Tyler Terva defeated Jason Hodge. That was on one of the pre-show matches. We had the Death Dolls defeating the Coven. I like that match. It was a pretty good match.
Listen, like we said, Impact is one of the few, is the only promotion where they actually get their women's division correct.
Yeah, they actually have a legit women's tag team division, unlike WWE.
They have a legit women's tag team division. They have a legit main division. Like
Right.
they're the only promotion that I can honestly say knows how to market that women's division to the point where it it main events over men's matches at any given pay-per-view. It doesn't have to be a special pay-per-view. It can be one of their monthly pay-per-views or their 2 month pay-per-views. And guess what? The women's matches main event.
Right.
Because they done built up that feud that good that you're like, yeah, okay. The men's match is cool. Yeah. But what's going on with these women's?
And then the final pre-show match was Joe Henry defending the Impact Digital Media title against Dirty Dango, Kendango, and he ended up winning by disqualification. And then we end up having Nick Aldis defeat Kenny King in a singles
We knew
match
that was happening
by submission.
First of all,
Nick Aldis is returning to Impact. Oh yeah, we know he whooping that ass.
Right. And I'm going to need them to get Kenny King new ring wear. My man is out here looking like he's selling Egyptian musk on the corner.
Yeah, man, I'm sitting up here watching Impact, and I was like, what the hell is a Sheldon Jean? Mm-hmm. And I was like, what in the smells like Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan.
Right.
What the hell is
Kenny King looked like he got a cherry chew stick in his mouth, standing in front of the train station, going, got the moils, got that incense. Like that's what he looked like he's doing right now. All right, like, can we get this man some wrestling gear, please? He's a professional athlete.
Yeah, he walked out. I was like, yeah, I can't take you serious, bro. You just look like you just pulled up, like you just
right.
Here.
Your man out here looking like he about to sell me a Lucy on the corner. Like, come on, bro. Come on, my man. Like I said, this is a professional wrestler. Can we please get this man some ring wear? Please, please. We got to stop the madness on that. Right.
Then we had Rich Swann, Sami Callihan, and Jake Chris defeat the Design in the 6-man tag match. I think we all called that one. We all
Right, pretty much.
Yeah. Then we had Trinity defeating Giselle Shaw. We knew that was going to happen.
But once again, Impact knowing how to make that women's division important as hell. There were points during that match where I literally thought Giselle was going to beat Trinity.
Yeah.
And there were points during that match where Giselle should have won over Trinity. But just because of how well they book it, even though we know Trinity won, they still gave us that story in the ring, something that we talk about on a regular basis. Telling a story in the ring. That story in the ring had us slightly going, yo, Giselle might be able to pull this off real quick. And I don't think I would be mad if she did right now with the match that she's putting on.
Right.
But Trinity won as expected.
Then we had ABC defeat Subculture. They defended their Impact World Tag Team titles. We all knew that was going to happen.
We knew that was happening. I want to give a shout out to the fact that Flash Morgan is no longer dressed like a reject from Austin Powers.
Right.
Like, they got that man. Right. They got that man in regular gear. So I fuck with it now.
He was having to go to the thrift store and get his shit.
Yo, listen. Your man was out here looking like, what's his name, Macklemore? I'm so tags. Right.
$40 in my pocket.
That's exactly what your man was out here looking like.
That man, it was like, we'll give you $50. Cool. I'm about to take 20 of it and get gear.
Right. The 30 is for the road. That's 30, exactly.
15 for gas and 15 to eat. All right.
We in there. This is exactly how they have my man Flash.
Then we had Trey defending the Impact X Division title, possibly my favorite title in the whole company, just because of how prestigious it is. He defeated Chris Sabin. I know Kenny loved that because he's been tired of Chris Sabin. You've been sick of him.
Yo, I know how my thing is this. Chris Sabin is, let's be realistic. That man is a staple of this company, of Impact.
Right.
Like, he is synonymous with TNA, Impact, whatever you want to call it, every station that they've been on. From Dixie Carter on down to Scotty D right now.
Right.
Chris Sabin has been a staple of this company. The fact that they were giving this man a fucking push, like he wasn't already the legend walking around the locker.
They celebrated this 20 years. They milking that 20 years. They're like, hey, he's been in the company 20 years.
Yo, but that pissed me off, yo. They acting like your man is not the legit. Yo, your man is like Taker, okay, for WWE. Like, he is synonymous with Impact, and they got the nerve to give his ass a fucking push. That's what was pissing me off. Like, come on. Of all people, he don't need it. He don't need it. With that being said, they put on a hell of a fucking good match.
Yeah, they did. It was a great 18-minute match. It was a good ass match. It had me worried. I'm like, okay, now Chris Sabin win. I'm gonna be real mad.
Right, you was gonna be on my side.
Right, you know, be like that's what we gonna waste heel Trey on him.
Right.
Like, nah, don't. All right, like. No, that's the equivalent of Goldberg and Bray. Like, no. No.
Exactly. Now you see why I was so upset because this is professional wrestling, bro. They really will do that shit just out the
Right.
blue, and you'll be sitting there like, "Yo, what the fuck? I didn't want that.
Right.
No, I didn't want that. Like, and and y'all heard me from there. I did not want Chris Sabin anywhere near putting that title around his waist. So yes, Trey whipping him out felt good to me.
And then the match that we all got wrong, and I remember joking, and Mongo laughed when I said it. I don't know if Mongo was watching, but if he remembers, I'm sure he will comment. I literally said, ha, Alex Shelley isn't gonna win. Psh,
Ha!
Alex
Jokes
Shelley.
on
Alex
us.
Shelley won. He defeated Eddie Edwards, Franklin Kazarian, Jonathan Gresham, Moose, Yu Umanura. So it was just like, oh. So we
That
all got that wrong.
and that's the thing. Look, that proves my point too. Alex Shelley, bro, you don't need a push. Impact fans know who you are. Like they definitely know who you are, Alex Shelley. And if just as easy as they put him over a struggling Jonathan Gresham, let's be realistic. He needs these wins. Moose, come on. That's why I'm like, yo. That's why I was like, Chris Sabin better not goddamn go near that belt. That's why I was so mad because they let his boy win.
Right. And then let's get back to that. He had Deonna Purrazzo versus Jordan Grace. It was the last chance match for the Impact Knockouts World title. If Jordan lost, she could no longer challenge for the title as long as Deonna Purrazzo was champion. And unfortunately, she did. She lost. Deonna
Yeah,
Purrazzo ended up defeating her.
yeah.
And then we later found out, just a few minutes later, from Mongo, that she is now a free agent. She's just taking
Yeah.
some time to. So that was her saying goodbye to Impact Wrestling. So
Where she will end up is the major question. If Deonna Purrazzo knows what's best for her, I'm going to be honest with you, darling. Take your behind the WWE.
yeah, she can come to WWE. Don't go to
Come to,
don't go to AEW. I was gonna say Impact. Don't go to AEW. They already
right,
got enough junk going on. She would just
go,
get lost in the shuffle there.
right. Come to WWE and you'll be pushed as the new version of Beth Phoenix, and you'll be winning the championship.
Or be trying to go over there and get that New Japan money, be trying to be like Mercedes.
Right.
They like strong woman. Big strong woman. That's what they're gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll like her. And then our final match of the evening, the sickest match of the evening.
The most.
Steve Macklin defeated PCO. He defended the Impact World Championship. That match was nasty.
He stapled his mouth closed.
Yeah. Yuck.
That was crazy. That was crazy. Like, you man, like we've seen some wild stuff, but staple somebody's mouth closed, closed. Yeah. You gotta. Impact got no problem showing the blood. That's for damn sure.
Right.
They got no, cause Macklin was gutted on his forehead. Your man pulled a Ric Flair bleed job on this show. He was, but once again, overall, I'm giving the show a solid A.
Yeah, that was a good way to start off the weekend of wrestling.
Right. The next event that we had to predict was WWE's Night of Champions.
Right.
And from Saudi Arabia, once again, that's night. If you haven't noticed by now, ladies and gentlemen, Night of Champions is pretty much WrestleMania Part 2 with the stadium, the fireworks, and what they do over there in Saudi. So yeah, pretty much we got Saudi Arabia WrestleMania.
And I
And
mean,
it started off a WrestleMania caliber anyway. First match for the tournament final for the inaugural World Heavyweight Championship, which is a gorgeous looking belt, may I add.
yeah.
Seth freaking Rollins defeated Uncle Al, AJ Styles, and it was a damn back and forth battle.
Yeah, that match, that was one of those. I'm glad we were able to get it finally. They tore
With
the house
everyone
down.
healthy.
Right, with everyone healthy. They tore the house down. That was people was mad that opened the show, but they were like, well, should main event. Nah, I'm happy with that being the opener because that
It's just
was
a move.
everything. It just showed it. Yeah, it set the mood. It told you like, oh, y'all about to get a good ass show. That's what it told you.
Right. Listen, people had shit to do last week. Give us a break. Everybody call out from work once in a while. Shit. That match definitely set because that crowd was rocking.
Right. And honestly, I picked Seth to win. We all picked Seth. But it was like moments where it's like, oh shoot, it might be. Is AJ gonna actually win? Or are they gonna actually like say no, psych Seth? But nope, Seth won. And then Seth talked his little shit afterwards, like, yeah, I'll be on Raw this Monday.
Wait, we like, one of us sounds like Rice Krispie Streets.
Is it me?
All right, let's try that now. Do I still sound? Oh yeah, it is Kenny. Oh yeah, damn, it is me. Hold on, let me turn this off and get back on here.
Okay. He said Kitty out here sounded like a Rice Krispie treat. But yeah, that match with that they had with Seth Rollins and AJ Styles, it was a good ass match. I love the fact that the rumor going into it was that AJ is gonna lose. I mean AJ is gonna win because Seth Rollins has to go make this movie, the new Captain America movie. So that's why he gonna lose. WWE doesn't want a champion that's gonna be gone. They don't want to be doing that. Yeah, Booty Batty, you won.
Yeah,
you won.
You the damn champ.
You the damn champ. I'm the champ too. What up?
I'll kick both of y'all off the show. How about that?
No, don't kick me off.
I'll end this broadcast so goddamn quick. I'll cut this broadcast so goddamn quick.
Yeah. Seth was talking that shit like, yeah, I'll be at Raw. Fuck all y'all's little rumors. So it was a good ass match.
Mongo lasted all the way until the final night, actually. Mongo lasted all the way until the final goddamn night. He survived 3 to 4, and then fucking Matt showed up.
Just like Matty in the bank.
Unbelievable. Some pure bullshit.
I used my one switch for Double or Nothing on the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite. I switched from the Elite because all of us were going Elite. I switched over to Blackpool Combat Club, and they won, and I won. And now Matty reigns. It's Matty 3 belts. I am Matty 3 belts now.
Shut the hell up. How about that?
You still got a belt? Hey, fantasy champ.
I damn sure do. Damn sure do still got that belt. That ain't going nowhere until the end of the goddamn season next year. let's hope that don't happen.
Right.
But Trish actually beat Becky. So anybody that thought Becky was going to win, you should have known that wasn't going to happen. And
Man.
the way that Trish won, I actually don't mind. I actually don't mind the way that Trish won. And I don't mind the new pairing that they have with Zoe and Trish.
Yeah, that was a good shocker. It cracked me up because going into it was like, oh damn, Trish is definitely winning.
Right.
But fantasy wise, ain't nobody draft Trish. So Becky just took a good old -6.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Becky and Trish and Zoe. We always said Zoe had the athletic capability. She just needed someone on the mic for her.
And Trish is helping her.
There you go.
She looked like she could be Trish's daughter.
Low key, she kind of does, yo. Like
she look like she's Trish's like.
And the sad part is, only one of them is black.
Right.
But they both the same complexion, but they both brown.
Like Trish is somebody's mama, but dang, she out here looking like she's Zoe's mama.
Right. Trish, I'm gonna need you to stay out the tanning salon just for a half hour. Just for a half hour.
Then,
next match.
The next greatest match 8.5 minutes ever.
Bruh. Gunther.
The ass kicking general.
Demolished Mustafa.
To NXT.
Beat his ass down to NXT.
Sent his ass to HBK. From Jeddah to the Heartbreak Hotel.
They put that man on a one-way flight straight to Florida. Take your ass to the PC. Take your ass directly to the PC.
That's better than what I thought was about, because I'm like, well, he ain't got his ass beat in front of his people. Like he probably about to be tired.
Right,
he about to be gone.
I thought he was getting his papers.
Oh, they let him get his little last hurrah. Like, oh, here he go. Right. Corbin was there waiting. Corbin was just sitting there chilling. They told him to stay at home and keep doing them barbecue videos.
Right. Yo, Gunther beat Ali hair curly. All right.
Man.
He whipped his ass.
And it ain't like Ali. Like Ali had his moments where he was gonna win. It looked like he might have won, like he could have won, but nope. Gunther was like, oh hell nah, nope.
First of all,
sit down.
You know the match is over once his big ass drop kicks you.
Mm-hmm.
Once he puts them size 85s in your chest, just forget it. Just forget it, bro. Just game over. Game over. The rest of the match is done.
Right.
And he kicked Ali ass across the ring, and that was it. After that, there was just a bunch of slams to the mat. Ali's head hitting the mat. Ali's back hitting the mat. Yeah.
And then
Yo, if you ain't here by the time we get ready to do picks, that's on you.
You know she'll probably be back.
Yo, she'll be back right as we about to head off. That's the problem. She'll come back and say,
I got faith she'll pop back up before then.
Our next matchup, which
if I had got my switch in before the show started, I would have won the title off of this. Because I wanted to switch to Asuka, or Steve Bay likes to call her a sucker.
A sucker. I think I went with a sucker. I did. I went with a sucker. I was like, yeah, a sucker gonna win. And sure enough, in a damn good match, and I love the use of the spray this time. She's finding different ways to use it. She went to blow it. Bianca ducked. Okay, so guess what? There's still some mist in my mouth. I'm gonna put this shit on my fingers. Now I'm gonna dig my fingers in.
Right. That was so creative because I never even thought about that ever. Seeing someone with the mist, it's always like, well, they blew it, they missed, they're screwed. They can't do it no more. Right. Even on the video game, you had it one time.
You had, and if you missed with that once, you was definitely catching the person's finisher because they was going to counter with their finisher and the match was over. So,
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, for her to be like, oh, I still got some, and just Bianca be like, oh, I'm blind. That's perfect. Because it's like, no matter, even if people say, oh, she's Jane Cena. Well, John Cena, no matter who it is, Hulk Hogan, any of those people.
Lost.
If something gets thrown in your eyes, you're human. You just gonna fall apart.
There was a time, what you call it? I think it was Yokozuna or somebody who threw something in Hogan's eyes one time to win the belt.
Oh yeah, they tried to get they got Bret Hart, I think.
Right.
But then they tried to do it again with Hulk Hogan. That's how Hulk Hogan won at WrestleMania 9. That random ass him popping up with the black eye.
Right.
No one ever watched that WrestleMania. It's a cool looking WrestleMania because it's one of the first outside WrestleManias.
Right.
But now that we have WrestleMania outside all the time, it doesn't really like hit like it does. But that main event is so fucking stupid because Hulk Hogan just randomly pops up at the end. It's like a cheat code. It's like when you beat the game. Oh no, you didn't. It's the final boss. No.
Exactly.
No.
But that was during the time when Hogan had to be in everything the same way Hogan had to come down to save Macho Man.
Right.
So I was like that was around that time.
But Asuka, she dethroned Bianca. It was a creative way to end Bianca's historic title reign.
Hold on, wait. One thing. There was something on Twitter about how Asuka has the curse of every time she gets into a feud with somebody, they end up pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
And Bianca made a response back like, you ain't taking me out like that. That's not how we go. Basically saying Montez is not shooting the club up. Don't expect no flying muscular babies no time soon. Is what Bianca's trying to say.
He's happy being a stepmama.
Pretty much. Happy being a stepmama, and they making money and traveling.
And I don't know if we covered it, if we had covered it from in the last podcast, but the person who was pregnant is Alexa Bliss. So congratulations to her.
Congratulations, Alexa. Yes. She is, and she was about to go into something with Asuka too. Becky was about to go into something with Asuka, got pregnant. Like it's not a game. They out here Asuka out here going, yeah, I'm gonna take y'all hoes out real quick. Boom, boom.
And she wins the title every time too.
Mm-hmm.
Becky was pregnant. Boom, she won Money in the Bank, which ended up her winning the title. That's what started it.
Right. Next match coming in at a whopping 1 minute and 10 seconds. The ass whipping that happened. Rhea Ripley beat the shit out of Natalya for 1 minute and 10 seconds.
And coincidentally, I know they rounded that up because everyone was saying that she beat her in 69 seconds. Yes, Jessica McKay also announced her pregnancy earlier today. Also, I just saw that on Instagram.
But
So,
she definitely beat her in 69 seconds.
They just rounded that up not to throw everybody off. Like, nah, she beat her in 69 seconds. She beat the shit out of Natalia. And I think, wasn't it Natalia's birthday too?
Yes, it was. Happy birthday.
Happy
Get
birthday.
your ass kicked. Get your ass kicked. Now go out and party. Go out and party in Jeddah real quick because your match is only a minute long.
And it gave us the celebration of the night with my boy, Dominic Mysterio. My boy, Dom. I've been loving what he's been doing since he joined, since he went to jail. Since he came, the day he got out of jail, it was me and it was Rhea. It was me and Mommy. It was both of us right there. And the rest of the Judgment Day. But it was mostly me and Mommy and Finn, because Finn my dude. It was Finn. Finn too, because I ain't going to forget Finn. Let's get points or die trying. But it was us three waiting on him. And this boy, in all his excitement, like a little ass kid. I know that feeling. Kenny know that feeling too. Jumping into your mama's arms. But he did it as a full-grown man. And I love it.
And wrapped his legs around her.
And pointed down.
Like, I have my mommy beat your ass. That's exactly what he did, bro. Your man was a 4-year-old and legit pointed and hit her with the aha. Like,
and the fact that you're doing that, showing basically the most dominant woman that you can show in front of all these men in Saudi Arabia, and you do that, that is awesome.
That low
That's
key
sending a message.
That's low key sending a message like y'all need to stop playing with these women and let them have rights. Okay, let's go. That's exactly what that was about right there. Like, we have this strong woman and we got this grown man jumping into her arms for safety and protection. Get it together. Because WWE like, yo, our women tired of wrestling in these full suits. They want to come out naked like they normally do. Get it together.
Right.
It's hot over here, and you got them fully dressed. Stop playing with them.
And then after that tremendous 69 seconds, after that nice 69 seconds,
we got another ass whipping that lasted 9 minutes and 40 seconds.
Cody getting that American Nightmare ass beat by Brock Lesnar, aka Uncle Brock.
Cody had 4 offensive moves. Two of them involved him hitting Brock with the cast. After that, Cody.
See, I got worried when you. I got worried.
I ain't gonna lie. You got a glorious death in that one.
I got worried when he started doing that cast because I'm like, I know they ain't about to make this dude have some superpower cast. Like he Cowboy Bob Orton or something. Like he about to be bionic American Nightmare. Like, come on now. Like, really? Like, y'all really about to have? And Brock just, like, he took 2 of those and then Brock was just like.
All right, that's enough of this. Brock said, I'm gonna snap this. Brock was like, I'm gonna snap this fucking arm like a chicken wing. Keep playing.
Right. I was just like, oh my goodness. Like, I know I picked Brock, but damn.
To the point where the ref was like, all right, no mas. No more. Right. That's enough. That's enough. Stop.
They're like, Cody has passed out.
They're like, no mas. No more. That's it. That's it. That's it. And then Cody shows up Monday talking to you beat me. I didn't quit because there is no man. You passed out from pain, brother.
Right.
All right. That's nothing to brag about.
Like, you died.
Right. That's exactly what happened. Whether you notice or not, you low key died.
Like, dude, you crossed over and just came back.
Right. You was at the crossroad. You know, that's exactly what happened to you, brother. You went to the upper room for about 30 seconds. Whether you
Right.
know it or not. So take it how you want to, Cody.
There is no quit. Well, Brock made you see quit.
Right, like, okay, your mouth might not have said quit, but your body sure enough quit. That shit gave the fuck up.
This shit hit the windows. Dun, 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 dun. That's what this shit
That's
said.
exactly did. The last match of the evening. The last match of the evening, of course, the main event, 26 minutes and 25 seconds. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. And KO and Sami won, folks.
And it was the final chapter in this side story in the Bloodline saga. This was the ending of the Sammy
The ones.
and the ones. It was the end of it. This was it. It's been told for a whole year, and it's finally ended. Sammy has defeated the Bloodline. He's gotten the upper hand now. He doesn't need them. He no longer needs. It was the final. They were already saying this was the final battle. So, boom, they're done. We got a tremendous ending shot of Sammy standing on the turnbuckle while Roman is looking up like, I can't believe this just happened.
Because if you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, what happened was your man Jimmy kicked the monkey shits out of Romans in the face.
Yeah, he saw
the hell out of
he saw Roman saw them kick Solo initially, and he went in there and he mushed them, and Jay kind of just started falling in line. But Jimmy, remember, Jimmy is nobody's bitch.
Is bitch, right? Like, remember,
He's nobody's bitch.
Jay had to fall in line because Roman was fucking Jimmy up, and Jimmy was hurt. Remember, Jimmy was trying to pull Jay from out of Roman's grasp since day one. Since day one. And eventually he just kind of fell in line. Eventually he just kind of... So...
And remember who Jimmy was close to. Remember who Jimmy was close to. Sammy.
Right. That was his boy. That was his boy. So Jimmy kicks Roman. Jay goes, "What are you doing?" Jimmy looks at him and said, "Remember what I told you. I got you, Oos." Pacal.
He's like, I'm doing something that you should have been done.
I'm doing something you should have done a long time ago. I got you, Oos. He put them red 5411s to the side of Roman's face, boy.
Right.
But and this Friday, he fucking paid for that shit too. As his ass caught a Simone spike to his esophagus.
Yeah, because Roman had his 1,000-day celebration. And then
got a new belt, a new pretty belt.
Yeah, a new pretty belt. And
question. Hold on. I got a question. Is he going to just walk around with that one belt now, or is he going to walk around with all three?
I think he is going to walk around with his belt, the belt that they gave him, around his waist, and Paul is going to hold those other two like when they were leaving. He's basically going to be looking like a boxer now. Yeah, he's gonna just be having people just Paul's is gonna be holding his belts. I think we're gonna keep seeing him hold those belts.
I would like that. That would very much make me happy. I'm not gonna lie. That would. One of the moments that I do want to bring up for Night of Champions was a very touching moment for Sammy where he got to address the crowd in their native language in
Yeah.
Arabic, and he got to say his piece, and the pop and the ovation that the crowd gave him, you could tell that may have been more emotional to him than when he fought Roman in Toronto.
Yeah,
because remember, his life was pretty much his life was in danger, which is pretty much one of the reasons why he wasn't going over there when they first started this shit. Because as we all know, he is very much Syrian, and he has been very vocal about all of the war and everything that's going on over there and what's been going on with the Saudi government and stuff like that. So he knew he was not really welcomed over there. So for him to have that moment there was definitely big and special.
It was definitely big and special. They had showed earlier. I don't know if it was earlier in the week, so it might have been that Friday or Saturday. They probably put it up Saturday morning, but he got to go down to see everything. He went down to Mecca. He got to see everything, and he was on After the Bell, and he kind of touched on what you were just talking about. He basically said, he just didn't want to go over there. I don't know why. He just said he hadn't been over there. Every time it came up, he was just kind of just like, eh. I think it probably could have been what you were saying. Honestly, he just doesn't want to actually say it. But he said everything that's been rumored isn't true. He just hasn't wanted to go over there. But going over there, he said he hadn't been over there since like 2016. So he was if he either said he either meant 2016 a year or when he was like 20 or 16 years old.
Right. I think it was like he was either 20 or 16 years old.
Okay. So like he met
emotional post about it.
Like, he met uncles he ain't never met before. Like he's seeing people he ain't seen probably since he was 16. So these people don't even know that he's even a wrestler now. So it was a very emotional trip for him and for Mustafa Ali. They both got to be with their people. And for Sammy, it's awesome. I mean, you would have one homecoming over here. You had your one homecoming in Canada. And then you had your next with your actual.
You had your spiritual and like relative homecoming when you came over with Saudi. Right. Like that's very emotional for him.
He's had two homecomings, and I love the moment where they tried to play it out. Like you see, they do a camera. It's just a camera over to Roman, and Roman is just smiling. And someone said, "That's not Roman Reigns. That's Joe. This is regular Joe. That's him. His heart is he's happy smiling for Sammy, right? Because he's just like, dang, I get to experience. Like I was here, we was in Canada, and now I'm here again with this dude. Like, oh my goodness, like I love this for him, and it just shows you, like, yeah, Roman is a heel, but he's still a good dude at the end of the day.
It just shows you that the locker room is legit a brotherhood, and these dudes look out for each other, and these dudes want to see each other genuinely succeed, not like how it was back in the day. You know what I mean?
Because if you think about it, you got Sammy in front of all of his people. You got Roman Reigns, basically a good friend. You got KO, his best friend, right there. And then it's like everybody that you've been cool with for the
past 2 years.
Right. And like all your people for the last 2 years are right here to see this big moment again.
So definitely. Overall, what do you give this pay-per-view?
I would give this pay-per-view. I give it a good A, just a solid A. Like they've done a great job of making the Saudi Arabia shows actual shows instead of just video game cards. Where we'd be like, oh, this is a dream match. And then we're like, oh, this match was ass. Like DX versus the Brothers of Destruction.
Oh boy, don't mention
the match that Shawn Michaels said he will never come out of retirement because of that match.
And he was the one that was in shape.
That's why. He's like, nope, not doing it again.
He was the one that was actually in shape still.
Because he was the only one. He was the one who was the like more recently retired, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was the one who was still in shape. We knew Undertaker was garbage. We knew Kane was garbage, and he is technically garbage because if y'all ain't been on Twitter, y'all follow him. Yeah, he took a picture with old Orange Boy, our former president. I mean, we know he's a Trump supporter, but
Right,
he was he was proud to be standing next to him. I'm like, oh man, Kane, dang Kane.
Speaking of Orange Boy, Bob's Burgers, y'all got some changing to do with Jimmy Pesto.
Oh yeah, they had already took Jimmy Pesto off.
Yeah, Jimmy Pesto got to go. You already know that, Bob's Burgers. We ain't gonna say no more, but you already know. Let's get to the next pay-per-view of the weekend. Told you, ladies and gentlemen, there was 4 of them.
This is when it got real. This is when y'all had to pick. Because you had Friday, you had Under Siege, Undivided Attention. Then Saturday, you had Night of Champions. Saturday afternoon, you watch wrestling and you go about the rest of your night. But Sunday night, this was Memorial Day weekend also. Sunday night, was it?
You had to pick. You had to pick what you was going to do because
you had Double or Nothing
and NXT Battleground on at the exact same time. Let's start off with Battleground.
Yes.
All right. Excellent fucking pay-per-view.
That was a great damn show. I mean, we haven't started talking about we're not even on Double or Nothing, but I remember I already knew I was going to watch NXT, and I heard people saying they wish they were watching NXT instead of watching Double or Nothing.
I was actually watching both at the same time. I had NXT on my TV and I had Double or Nothing on my iPad. Mm-hmm. So I was watching both at the same time. That's why I was able to keep talk to y'all about both in the chat. Like, yo, this is like this. And when we get to NXT, when we get to AEW, I'll give you my opinion. But, okay. First matchup of the night, the Cockroach wins again. Wesley defeated Tyler Bate and Joe Gacy. Wesley will not die.
No, he's not gonna die. He has defended the North American title the most out of any North American champion. He is solidifying his reign that anybody can get it. Like, he don't care. He gonna fight you.
How many matches? I would say at least the last 4 matches we've seen, we've been like, yo, he's gonna lose this belt.
Yeah, I said he was gonna lose to Dragon Lee, and he didn't lose.
Like, they are not taking the belt off of this man. They are telling this man, we are sorry that we had to get rid of your tag team partner. Like, they are still making it up to him.
Like, I was telling Mongo, because we were talking about how Trick has gotten so much better in the ring.
Oh yes, he has.
And I was saying, like, oh man, I could totally see Trick Williams being in the North American title picture because
for sure.
Because we've seen them do it with Wesley now. Like, a guy that was unproven we didn't know much about him as a singles wrestler. Like, we've seen him wrestle singles matches in Impact.
Right.
But like, this was sink or swim. And
his ass didn't even sink nor swim. His ass built himself a yacht.
Right.
And chilling. Okay.
Like, I'm like, all right, cool. He won the North American title. All right, he ain't gonna have it that long. It's like, oh, okay. Damn.
They labeled him transition the minute they put that belt on him. We would take, I think in the chat we were like, how long you think keeps it? 2-3 months max. He'll probably get one defense. That's about it. You know, like, he'll get one defense, he wins, then the next one he'll lose it. That's what we were giving him. Umpteen defenses later, several months later, your boy is still here.
You know what? I think it is? I bet, even though HBK got kids, but his actual kid, like Triple H's son, is Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
We know that is his son. HBK's son that he don't never ask for is unfortunately Dolph Ziggler.
Mm-hmm.
He don't care for Dolph like that. But his actual son is Mello. That's his black son.
Right.
That's his black son. Peter Griffin, my black son. That is his son. But his other son, almost, this could be the brother for their different strokes, is Wes. He probably sees himself in Wes a little bit. Out of a tag team. He was out of a tag team. Unfortunately, they had to go singles different ways. His was meant to happen. Wes's wasn't.
Right.
So I bet they have both. He has a chip on his shoulder, and he sees that big ass chip. Like, everybody's doubting you. I know you want to prove yourself. So you know what? We're just gonna let you go. You know how HBK be talking. We're just gonna roll with it.
You know what, Matt? That makes absolute perfect sense because HBK was the IC champ to the point where when you think about the IC title, his name is one of the first 3 people that is synonymous with it. That makes absolute perfect sense now that you
like that just came to me out of nowhere. I was just like, wait, hold up. I was like, why? Because I always think back just a few weeks ago, just before they had their big show for WrestleMania, when he was Wesley was saying, like, talking to HBK, he was like, come on, let me fight. He's like, are you sure you want to fight? Are you sure you want to fight? And I'm like, why is HBK in this kid's face? Like, I understand you're like the guy that runs NXT technically, but like, why are you so concerned? Like, you wasn't in Melo's face like that. But we know you love Melo. We know that, like, that is Melo is HBK what HBK was to Vince. Like, we know that, but it's like, why do you like Wes? And it just clicked to me like, yo,
actually,
you know, Rockers, what? MSK, boom.
Actually, Melo is only HBK's because Trips can't have his hand directly in NXT anymore. Remember?
Yeah, that too.
Melo came in under the Trips regimen.
And he's flourished ever since HBK. Like, he's even said in interviews where HBK kind of lets him get away with murder. Like, when he says stuff like, "Oh, first 48," he's like, HBK don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So he just let he's like I love HBK. Everybody knows that's my guy. But sometimes he when I be saying certain stuff or the slang, he don't know what I'm talking about.
Right. The rest of us at home, like, this man just say he gonna murder him? Oh my god.
Yes.
Like, you can't do that on television. Okay, well, but West, great 12-minute match. Next match, my boy, Noam Dar defeated Dragon Lee. My man,
that was a good ass match.
That was a good ass match, but yo, my son Noam Dar, yo, your man love him some chocolate women.
Noam Dar is black. That man, like Kenny just said, this man, every time we see Noam Dar,
he got him some chocolate on his arm.
When he was initially on 205 Live, when he used to just haunt our boy Jack. Alicia Fox used to wake Jack up, used to haunt Jack, saying that shit. Alicia Fox, she was black. That was his little manager. We like, all right, cool, that's all right. But every time we see this man, black women, this man showed back up at NXT, and the first thing he doing, he's walking around with that Heritage Cup, he's showing it off, and he sees Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. He right in the black women face, like, oh, what's up?
Hey,
how y'all doing? How you doing, ladies?
Mind you, his boy that hangs out with him is black, Oro Mensah.
Right, he told Oro Mensah, like, I need you, man. He's like, come on, man, you gotta be my backup. You gotta be my corner man for this Heritage Cup match. Now when he initially showed up, he got into those women's face, and they're like, get out of our face. Go on somewhere. I'm like, dang, all right, that's all right. I ain't paying no attention. We get down to the fifth, down to the final round of the Heritage Cup match. And just when you think Dragon Lee is about to finally prevail, who shows up? Jakira Jackson and Lash Legend. They help their boy, Noam Dar. I'm like, oh, so he do got the black. This man keep black women. He knows to stay with the black people. He is Owen Hart in the nation right now. He got somebody put up a meme. You got Cody and you got Noam Dar. I forget who the other person was, who the other honorary person was, but they all in the picture with their koofies on. Like, cause they all, it's just like, yeah, y'all part of the tradition now. Oh yeah, they said it was Oscar. It's Oscar, Cody, and Noam Dar with Edge, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X.
Listen,
yeah, there you go.
That is the bullshit is yo, and I don't know if you watched NXT the following week. Your man Noam Dar had the two braids, bro. He had the two braids. Your man then got braided up with I was dying. But Noam Dar, rightfully so, defended and kept that Heritage Cup because they had no choice but to keep it on him. They just introduced this shit. He's been toting it around like, I've held this down for such and such and such and such and such. You can't have him lose it the first time he defends it.
Right.
So there would have been absolutely no reason why Dragon Lee should have won that. The next match was 15 minutes and 54 seconds.
That was the match of the night.
Of pure violence. Pure violence.
That was the match of the night to me. Good.
Ilya Dragunov versus Dijak. Of course, Dragunov won, but good grief.
Because I went into that match like, okay, this is gonna be a good ass match. But the way it started off, I'm just like, because you see, Dijak pulls up on the scene. He walks out there, and you see they got his wife and his child out there, and his goofy ass is, get them out of here. They don't need to say this. And I'm like, shut the hell up. Well, this ain't gonna be that bad. I mean, shut up. You ain't nothing gonna be that. Get out of here. And I'm like, little girl half sleep. She ain't paying attention to your ass. She ain't paying attention to you, Dad.
Right. Well, he was right.
And I'm like, oh goodness. Like, no wonder.
Get them out of there. To see this. Like, first off, any match where Dragunov is in, you can guarantee, folks, he's giving 190%. Okay, your man is going balls to the wall the entire match. Plain and simple.
He likes having them yellow and black and blue bruises.
Dude, nothing will compare. As great as a match this is, nothing will compare to that match that him and fucking Gunther had.
Oh yeah, that was nasty
during COVID.
His chest was raw,
bro. Gunther chopped this man in the back of the head.
Yeah, okay. Like that was a straight. If y'all have never watched that match, watch that match. That's a straight up wrestling.
That's watching that match is a great blend of old school, stiff, hard-hitting wrestling and the new, innovative, creative, flexible wrestling that you see now. It's a great combination watching that match with Dragunov and Gunther. And watching this match with Dragunov and Dijak, it's a good second. And I'm noticing a common denominator. Dragunov.
Yeah. You wrestle Dragunov.
Dragunov, low key to me is the Russian Kurt Angle.
Basically, I mean, I keep seeing rumors that he's gonna eventually be called up, and I'm just like, well, I mean, he could have been called up yesterday, as far as I'm concerned, because he don't need to be in NXT.
He damn sure don't need to be in NXT, but at the same time, I don't want to see him get put in squash matches against Braun. Speaking of Braun, we here at UTR would like to wish Braun a speedy recovery. Braun Strowman, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know, had spinal fusion surgery this week out of the blue.
Like, yeah, it came out of nowhere. I just thought like Ricochet was just gonna be doing these singles matches while Braun is just resting. Nope, this dude's getting his neck fused. So that is Rico Braun is on hold. They're on done. Hold. That's like, why Ricochet is in the Money in the Bank.
Like they are definitely on hold for at least 6 to 9 months, folks.
But yeah, like, he had a successful surgery, so I hope he comes back and he's the same scary monster that we've all known and loved.
Will that motherfucker come back and he's faster?
Yeah. I just hope he.
Oh my God.
I hope, honestly, and in hindsight, I hope this is kind of a humbling experience for him. Like, I know COVID, like getting released, he said that was humbling, but coming back and then you're back and you get injured almost basically 6 months into you coming back. Yeah, you got to sit back down and be thankful that guess what? You ain't got to pay for it. You probably like WWE probably paid for it.
And and be thankful that you're still getting a check because during COVID you was trying to find dates because you wanted to go to that other whack ass control your narrative shit and it had you controlling nothing. Your ass was broke.
So I hope he is really. He seems like like that humbled him, but I know he's really, really thankful to be on the other side of all that and to realize, like, yeah, grass is greener on the other side. Like, you have seen both sides now. You see EC3.
Yeah, exactly. He getting into Twitter arguments with Velveteen Dream and shit. Like, next matchup was a damn good one, too. You had Gallus, the NXT Tag Team Champions, versus the Creed Brothers, and Gallus won. Creeds need to come on.
I was just about to say they just need to be called up. They are beyond ready.
Right. They really need to be called up by now. Like just stop. Stop. They are ready.
Like the fact that Pretty Deadly is up and they're not is kind of like is laughable because both of them honestly could be up at the same time. Just put the Creeds on Raw.
And let's be realistic, WWE, you kind of need tag teams.
Right. The Usos and New Day, you like are getting older.
Right. That's what, like, you had to make up Roman and Solo. Like, you and the thing about it is you got the Usos, you got New Day, you got Street Profits, you got Viking Raiders,
Brawling Brutes,
Alpha Academy.
Right.
Yeah, you could definitely
and the Indus.
Right. Like you could definitely use the Creeds and Pretty Deadly.
Right. Like they need to have younger teams and stop having Cedric and Cedric and Sheldon be your squash match team.
Right.
Like find actual like local talent to be the squash matches.
Right. You don't use former tag team champions.
Right. But that's what doesn't make any sense about that. Like how they go from former tag champs to just getting just destroyed.
Right. I have no idea. Next matchup was for the vacant NXT Women's Championship.
That was
Tiffany
good ass match.
Right. Tiffany Stratton versus Lyra Valkyria. The winner with one of the prettiest moonsaults in wrestling, Tiffany Stratton. Like we all knew. We knew she had better been winning.
I've seen some folks get mad about her winning. Like, oh, I can't believe this is Vince. This is the pretty bleach blonde, big boob girl. Man, screw all of that. This girl is a former gymnast,
right?
Who already knows how to do this shit already. She already knows how to flip. She just had to learn how to basically fall without breaking her neck.
Right. Like, come on, stop it, y'all. Stop.
Like the boob stuff was something that's with her confidence. That's got something to do with her, how she felt. I don't care about that. The girl can wrestle. I was happy for her. Like I saw the little backstage video they picked up, HBK giving her a hug. Because I'm like, man, right. I see. Because now, like watching the old NXT, I didn't know them like that. But to see, like, literally see all these people come up, start their gimmicks, like, okay, I remember her. I remember Tiffany Stratton when she started this gimmick. And I'm like, all right, that ain't really gonna go anywhere, but I'll give her and see how she can paint the picture and make it hers. And she's made it hers. It's Tiffy time. Like, okay, it's Tiffy time. She won that title, even though just a few weeks ago she said in the interview where she felt she didn't need the title. She felt like she didn't deserve the title. She felt like she needed more work. But guess what? HBK thinks you're ready.
So guess what, girl? Put your big girl britches on and get it in.
And that's probably what he told her.
Exactly. He said, look, I'm talking to all four of you. Talking to all four of you. Get it together. And our main event, Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker. Excellent match. Once again, Braun breaks Melo in half.
My Lord.
Braun, you know what?
He's made the spear his move.
He really may have the best spear in the business. Like, he really may have it, yo. Like, yo, he chopped Melo in half.
That was their best, even though this was their second match, that was way better than the first one. Because we had a complete
role reverse.
We had face the first time, basically. This time it was just heel, full on face Melo heel Braun, and heel Braun is just good Lord. Like, he don't care.
Heel Braun is so real. Heel Braun stood in the middle of the NXT parking lot and challenged Seth freaking Rollins for the belt.
Right. He said, you may have been the first NXT champion, but I'm the most dominant NXT champion. And I'm just like, oh.
Talk that shit.
Okay.
Boy. Talk your shit.
And told Seth to come to NXT. So we're going to get a World Heavyweight Championship match, the second ever title defense of it, but the first ever world title match. I'm pretty sure that's the first ever world title match on NXT. Right. That's not an NXT title.
Right. Fuck it. Let's get it.
So we might be having a world title match Tuesday night on USA. Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker.
Man. Overall, I give this pay-per-view, I think I'm gonna give it an A+.
Yeah, A+, because it was a perfect show. It was a perfect show. It started right. It started and ended. I love the NXT pay-per-views because they don't have as many matches, and they're just right to the point. 6 matches, 2 hours, and that's why I watched it, because I knew Double or Nothing was still going to be going.
And boy, was it!
And I knew I was like, there's a whole lot of Double or Nothing left.
Boy, was it.
Double or Nothing started at 8:00, y'all. And I'm pretty sure it went off just before Sunday morning or just a little after Sunday morning.
Like, it was just before. Like, it wasn't quite 12 yet. I was like, oh, they didn't break day. Okay.
Right.
Let's go in the order what Wikipedia has right here. We
Right.
got the Hardys, which is Jeff and Matt, and my boy Hook defeated Ethan Page and the Guns. Of course, the stipulation for this was Ethan Page's contract. So now Ethan Page belongs to Matt Hardy. Now,
Damn.
wonder how Ethan Page is feeling considering the fact that the guy he was teamed up with turned out to be the longest reigning and most dominant Impact World Champion they ever had. Technically didn't lose, had to give up.
I was saying he would still be champion probably if he didn't
Right.
get hurt.
Right. And you jump ship because you didn't want to do Karate Man no more.
They had Karate Man kill him.
Had a character that everybody fucking loved.
And had Karate Man kill him.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who Karate Man is Ethan Page. And his final match in Impact was Ethan Page versus Ethan Page, but he was Karate Man in one of those. And Karate Man killed Ethan Page off of Impact. Impact is the only promotion where you do not just get let go, you get killed.
Yes. That's why me and Mongo love Impact because they're real.
You don't get papers. No. They'll have somebody shoot you, eat your face, run you over with a train, pull your heart out. Like shit like that. That's how you leave Impact.
Yeah, Ethan Page got killed by Karate Man ripping his heart out through his chest. Mm-hmm. That's how he died. They had Eric Young get kicked out of the design because he was in jail. He got killed in jail.
Yeah, he got shanked.
He got shanked in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn. Like
Double XL, my man Larry, he got shot and framed somebody. Like
it's real in Impact.
Impact is real. Jordan Grace might be the only person who's leaving on non-dead terms.
Because Taya Valkyrie definitely went to jail. Remember, she went to jail. And then when she came back, they was like, oh, shoot, she out of jail. Like, yep, she's out of jail for attempted murder. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Impact don't play, folks. They really will give your ass a criminal record or make you Hollywood murder scene.
So Ethan Page should feel stupid after all of that. You're now with Matt Hardy. Then we had Orange Cassidy. I'm pretty sure one of us picked Orange Cassidy. I know I didn't.
I did.
I did. Yeah, it was like you or Mongo.
I know I picked my man OC.
And then this dude won a 21-man blackjack battle royal, defending the AEW International Championship.
Here's the thing.
By eliminating Swerve last.
That sequence between him and Swerve and the actual elimination was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. They pretty much went over the top rope, but they were on the edge of the ring.
Okay.
On the ring. And they hit a couple of big moves to each other and shit like that. And Swerve was holding on by one hand, about to fall, and instead of Orange Cassidy doing some like major big move to drop Swerve, your man just legit put his hands in his pocket and kicked his hands off the rope.
In classic Orange Cassidy
exactly
fashion,
the same amount of force that he does those shin kicks. That's how he kicked his hand right off the rope. Just
no wonder Swerve's face is so damn angry and confused. Like, bruh.
Exactly. He was like, he was set up too. He was like, oh, you hanging on? Boop. Little Pele soccer kick, his hand right off the rope. And that's how he lost.
And it's so crazy that he does that because if you think about it, if I'm the person hanging there, I'm going to expect the person to hit me hard. So I'm bracing for a hard hit. If they do
Right.
that, I ain't gonna know how to act, and I'm just gonna be like, oh.
Right. He just straight kicked him right in the hand, not even hard, just bink. Let go of the rope. Perfect Orange Cassidy style. That was actually a really good showing. Orange Cassidy, if you don't know, now you do. That man has been working since he has won that title.
This title, him winning this title, and this run of him defending this title has done him so much more better than that bullshit of a push that he got after Chris Jericho.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Chris Jericho called it, oh, I'm helping him out. Dude, you didn't that didn't help him if you think about it. This helps him more.
100%. And this run that he's had has been way better than what Pac's run has been.
Yeah. It's been way more entertaining. It's legitimized him. It's like, yeah, he can be funny, but this dude can wrestle.
Right. He can legit wrestle. And the scrum afterwards had me crying. Yo, your man, you know they have a little stand where the champions usually put their belt on, right?
Right.
You know he keeps the belt in the book bag.
You're right.
He tried to put it on the stand and it fell over. Yo, your man just threw the book bag on the table like, fuck it. I was like,
Orange Cassidy don't be care. He just be like, man, everything is an inconvenience to him.
Right. Somebody asked him, do you think you're the best wrestler in the world? And your man looked at him like, no. Like, I was like, yo, Orange is the man, yo. Like, Orange is the goddamn man. Plain and simple.
Orange said, all right, I'll stay in my lane.
Right. Your man said, no. Next match. All right. Here's where I feel this pay-per-view started to feel like a regular Wednesday night.
No.
The reason
this match was ass. I heard that this match was ass.
The reason I say that is because if you watch AEW this past week, this Wednesday, they put on a hell of a good fucking show. Wednesday nights, they are putting on pay-per-view caliber shows on a random Wednesday night. That's what they're doing. So because of them doing that, when it comes time for their pay-per-view, you're literally like, this could have been on Wednesday.
Right. And that's how, like, I can understand, like, some people probably say, like, oh, why are you downplaying it? Like, no, because they put on so many pay-per-view. Like you said, they put on so many, like, damn, this is on a regular Wednesday? Right. When you do get an actual pay-per-view match, you're like, damn, this could have been on Wednesday.
Right. like I really had to find a website that I really gotta watch this on the page.
Right, y'all really want me to pay $50 for this? Like,
right, like
I get this for free though on Wednesdays.
Right, and I'm pretty sure the match that I saw Wednesday was better than this one right now. Like,
or heavens forbid, it'd be like, yo, y'all had this on Rampage. Y'all had a Rampage. Or this was on Collision. Hey, like, no, I'm not paying $50 for this. That's
what the issue is with. That's the issue for me with a lot of AEW pay-per-views. And the thing about it is, it's not that they're not good pay-per-views, but when you're putting that on my television every time I see your company, how am I to know the difference between your pay-per-view and your regular show? Right. How can I get hyped when you're giving me the same, when you're invoking the same emotions every time I see you? I want to get hyped for your pay-per-view. Like, I don't need, like, that's why we were always saying, like, on a Wednesday night, you don't need to have 35 spots on a Wednesday night. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what the reason that
Raw from them. Right, like the reason that Raw has been on television for over 20 years is for the simple fact is, guess what, AEW, they do something that you don't do. They have a couple of off nights. where they're not really doing shit. You know why?
Yeah,
It's a random ass Monday.
Yeah, I mean they do. It's just like any soap opera. Just because I watch both genres, I watch the male and the female one, if you want to call it that. But the way a regular soap opera week works is Fridays are the cliffhangers because they want you to tune back in on Monday. So Monday is the resumption. Tuesday sets up. Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday is sometimes good, sometimes. Most of the time, Wednesday is some bullshit. You're just like, what the fuck is this? Because it's the middle of the week. They don't give a fuck. Thursday, you're like, oh, okay. And then Friday, tune in Monday. So with wrestling, they do the same thing. It's just every Monday, you have an off Monday. You're like, hey, you might be, some people be like, oh, this show was ass. Yeah, it was ass to us, but to them, yeah, this is where we're just building the story up. So
we're just throwing little sprinkles here and there.
Right, like y'all be all right. Just give it a few weeks, and then when we're 2-3 weeks later, we're like, oh shoot, it's time for the pay-per-view. Oh, they finally hit that person. Yeah, let's get it. But AEW doesn't do that. It's always
every minute, every week, every episode. So on a Sunday, I'm like,
you're tired at this point. You can't do that no more.
Right. And then on top of that, because you put that same type of show on, now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, this is the longest Dynamite ever.
Yeah.
That's what happens to a lot of your fans and your viewers, AEW. And like I said, it's not that you're not putting on a great show, because the shows are good, but you're also doing it on a Wednesday as well. Like you're doing it every time we see you. There is no way to show the difference between what's your regular show and what's your pay-per-view. Like we know the difference between a random ass Monday Night Raw and a go home show Monday Night Raw.
Okay. And the downside for AEW is it's like I know what they're trying to do, and it's working against them all at the same time. They keep going to all these different cities. So they go to all these different cities. They're like, oh, we got to put on the best show we can put on possible. They're on a network. We got to put on the best show possible. So it's like, but bro, every show you're putting on could literally be a pay-per-view. And then every show you're talking about, you have a big announcement. Every week is a big announcement. Like, bro, how many big announcements do you have?
Every week is a big announcement to let you know there's another big announcement coming next week.
I'm just like in WCW, and I plan on going back and watching old WCW, like the WCW Nitro, and go through all of that before the NWO popped up. But it's just like, even I know WCW was not that bad. Where they're like, we got a big announcement. No, they used their bullshit was, and WCW made money off of it. When they got Mean Gene, what was their big thing? They called a 1-800 number. Yeah, I'm sure y'all made a lot of money calling those 1-800 numbers. People's paying $6 a minute to go hear some bullshit because we ain't had the internet. And that's how you found out rumors. And you read actual magazines. But that's how that was their bullshit. But AEW having a big announcement, it's become laughable. I don't even care half the time when I see what big announcement. Half the time I'm like, well, I'm on wrestling Twitter. I can probably figure it out off of some bullshit. Like today, big
announcements are common sense.
They're probably
our first show. Like everybody knows you just got money for a new show. We got a big announcement. The big announcement is we got a new show. Everybody knew you got money.
Right. That TNT had already ruined it at their at the upfronts. Then they're like, oh, we're going to tell you the location. We already know. Tickets went on sale a while back for the Chicago. Like, bruh, Here, guess who's gonna be on there? Here's the main event, bro. We know CM Punk is on the show.
Right. It's
Like,
his show. Like, we know the show was created for him, and you're in his hometown. We know this. And I just killed 3 mosquitoes. That is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, if you are in New York, like I am right now, if you are in NYC, like I am right now, please make sure you stay masked up while you're outside. We have been dealing with NYC has been looking like a straight hookah lounge for the past couple of days. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. It's been hazy, yellow, smelling like burnt braid tips. Yeah. Okay, it's been smelling like the end of the barbecue, burnt braid tips, hookah lounge, car backfire. Our air quality was so bad yesterday. We were ranked the world's worst.
Yeah, I saw they postponed a lot of baseball games today because I was over here like, no.
Schools were closed. Schools were closed today, and they are closed tomorrow.
Damn.
Because of this. Yeah. If you have asthma, keep your ass inside.
Oh, definitely.
If you have any type of breathing problems, keep your ass inside. Ladies and gentlemen, if you live in the NYC area, if you are able to work remotely until this shit clears up. People like, my dumbass, I actually got to go into work. Right. So even I'm prepared. So please, not to digress on what we're talking about wrestling, but if you live in the NYC area, please be safe. Make sure you check on loved ones who you know may have some health issues, who may be affected by this, friends, families, whoever. Now, back to AEW. The match that I said for me began the feeling of this being a normal Dynamite. It was the unsanctioned match between Adam Cole and Chris Jericho.
The bullshit. Now, you ever notice that the bullshit in AEW is there's always the same person involved?
El Ocho. The Ocho. Here's the thing. Like I said, it
ended by referee stoppage.
Yeah. What happened was, if I was in that audience, I would have been so fucking mad.
Because I'm like, after 17 minutes, I'm going to be like, I need a winner.
Not even that. You could not tell what the fuck happened.
Oh, no, I don't like those type of endings because I need an explanation. Shit got to make sense.
Even with the cameraman being right there, you're like, did the ref just stop this shit? Basically, what happened is Jericho Appreciation Society got involved. Roderick Strong came out and helped. Of course, what you call it? One of the refs got taken out. Another ref came down. Another ref came down to help. Sabu ass jumped off the top rope through a table 17 seconds into the match in a suit.
You know what that sounded like when you said 17 seconds into the match? You remember you be playing like I forget which wrestling game it was, but you just be playing, and while you playing, the person just randomly that'd be a run in, but they would just pop in. You'd be like, oh, what the shit? You'd be like, oh, shoot, run in, but they'd be walking ever so slow. That's Sabu. You're like 17 minutes into the match. This nigga shows up and goes through a table. Like, what?
No, not 17. Bro, 17 seconds into the match, the bell goes ding. Sabu goes off the top rope, my guy.
It's like you playing with your friends and your friend got the jacked up controller. No, I ain't mean to do that.
Yo. And the way he went off that top rope, your man, like, it wasn't a let me get up on this top rope, show y'all I'm on this top rope, and I'm gonna come on. It was As soon as I step on this fucking top rope, I'm going right the fuck over. It looked like your man was hopping the gate, just right through the fucking table.
That man,
Right.
he jumped the fence like they do on GTA.
Yeah.
And it's be like, oh!
Yeah, that's exactly how it looked. That's exactly as soon as Sabu's foot, as soon as that right foot touched that top turnbuckle, the left foot was still on the second turnbuckle. He still had one hand on the top rope. As soon as that right foot touched that top turnbuckle, Sabu was over that bitch. Just, Ain't no posing.
Lord.
Ain't no posing. I'm too old to be posing. So, of course, all our war breaks out. Jericho and Adam Cole start fighting each other. Then we get to a point where Adam Cole just starts beating Jericho's ass.
Right.
Adam Cole is on top of Jericho, wailing on his fucking forehead. Just pink, 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 pink. Just like this. One hand. Just pink, 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 pink. Next thing you know, the referee looks at Jericho, runs off, and you hear the bell ring.
Oh, hell nah.
And you hear the bell ring.
That's his ass.
And like I know people who were there, they were like, well, what the fuck just happened? Wasn't he just standing on like are they gonna like they could have had the ref tackle Adam Cole like that's enough, it's over, it's over or something. Nah, that wasn't that type of stoppage. It was more of a Chris. All right, I think Chris is done. We can ring the bell.
Right.
Yeah. That's what that was. So
yeah.
It was like
yeah. I'm tired of Chris Jericho at this point. It just seems like he's just trying every time they get a new person, he's like, oh, I want to have a match with them just so he can say he had a match with them.
Like, bro, you are at a point where you don't need to be the gatekeeper.
He needs to be he needs to just be sitting down. He needs to be Undertaker. He needs to be a special attraction. Oh, you wrestle ever so often.
He needs to be a special attraction and act like he isn't, and start acting like he's a part of upper management, which he is.
Right. Like he still tries to act like he's one of the like. There's a reason why like certain people don't have drinking problems anymore, and there's a reason why certain people had their drinking problems like exaggerated because of him. Like I'm pretty sure. Like I've seen the picture with the Usos partying with Chris Jericho. I wonder why Jimmy Uso had a problem. Oh, I wonder. Like I've seen the pictures with him partying with John Moxley. Oh, I wonder why John went to rehab. But guess who still acts like that? Chris Jericho. Like he bro, still like people talk about him like this dude. Like it used to be a point where it'd be like, oh shoot, Chris Jericho's still wrestling. Now it's gotten to the point where people turn on AEW that don't even know about AEW. So they already are like, what the hell is this? And then they're gonna be like, oh, what's this WCW bullshit? Because they gonna think it's like that's what they think of. Because they don't know no TNA. They think they remember WWE, WWF, and WCW. So they're gonna be like, oh, this is some fake WCW. Oh hell no! Chris Jericho's still wrestling. I didn't know this.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Like you got the average fan, the average person tuning in who hasn't watched wrestling in eons, and the first thing they're gonna say is, "Yo, this old ass is still fucking wrestling." I know this company is whack if they got his old ass up here.
Boom.
That's exactly how people are gonna think, man. They're gonna be like, Chris can't be the face of the company anymore. And I know that they're trying with this.
They did that shit after they came on after the NBA one time, and people all know niggas is up after the NBA go off. After inside the NBA, soon as that shit went off, people was like, "Yo, he still wrestling."
To the point where people started, I put it to you this way: it's to the point now where when people see Chris Jericho, they're like, "Yo, your man is still wrestling." Now they're looking up videos to see what he's doing in life, and they're making little TikTok videos of his little dance routine with no shirt, dancing the fucking pixie. Right, right. Because I'm a hood rat girl, like. And it's not like a fun. It's not like Chris Jericho is my man. They're like, look at this old fat dude trying to dance with no shirt. That's what
like
they're
yeah,
looking at him.
and like Reggie brought up, yes, it's gotten to the point where, like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, Chris Jericho was cool. Maybe even 4 or 5 years ago, Chris Jericho was cool. Judas was cool. Everything about him was cool. And he has tried, and he has not changed with the times. He talked about leaving WWE because he didn't want to always be talking about the list. But he is still stuck in that time when Judas was the shit. And the Painmaker was the shit. And when he was fighting Kenny Omega and all that, that was awesome. It was awesome when he came to AEW. And he became, a little bit of the bubbly. It was awesome to see him come out. And he's got the AEW championship. It was great. But now you're almost like Ric Flair in WCW in like in the 90s. When the NWO was popular, but you got Ric Flair just woo! They're like, why is this dude here? Because you got WCW, you got NWO, and you have Ric Flair. Because what is Ric Flair?
And then that's when Ric Flair took his talents to Miami, aka Stamford, Connecticut, aka WWE, baby.
Like when Ric Flair started to not make sense in WCW, that's when he just magically showed up in WWE. WWF, but it's just like Chris Jericho is at a point now. I understand, like that's supposed to be his signature song, and people were singing along with it. A lot of people don't, but people still do. But, bruh, you don't have to be, because I feel like that's what he's trying to do. Every time they sign somebody new, if there's somebody he really likes, I gotta have a match with you before I retire. And it just ends up being a turd of a match.
Like action.
Because he's not in shape no more.
Like, there was no reason for a feud with Action Andrade. But let's keep going through this. Let's keep going through this long ass paper.
Right.
Next matchup was for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. We had FTR versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal with Mark Briscoe as the special guest referee. I'm not the most brightest man in the world, but I always thought that when someone hits a ref on purpose, that's an automatic disqualification.
There's a special guest referee.
Here's the thing. Jeff Jarrett busts Mark Briscoe in the head with a guitar.
Oh, damn.
Audrey came running out to the ring to make the count because Dax had hemmed up. Sanjay busts her in the head with a guitar on purpose. He stops her before she gets into the ring, and El Kabongs her ass. Just Kabong King. I'm like, yo, that's 2 DQs on the same team right there. How is this match still going on? Match still goes on. Of course, FTR wins, retains the title.
Reggie, it's been found out. Like when Trump was going for re-election and all that, it was already found out. Like people found through records where Chris Jericho donated to Donald Trump through his real name.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's had Donald Trump Jr. on his podcast. I stopped listening to his podcast because he started having people like that on there. And he would say stuff like, well, I don't really see that. He would do that. Well, actually, he would kind of do that stuff. If we're all on this side, he would be like, well, I don't really understand why you guys are all in the majority over here. even though you guys are right, I don't really want to be. He's that person. He didn't want to understand.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that's why I don't. I like Chris Jericho, but
Enough.
certain stuff it's just
He's
like,
enough, Chris. That's exactly what it
yeah.
is. It's like enough, Chris. You don't made your mark. You can chill. You can
Like
chill.
just
That's
like I'll bring a side note. He just brought up because I forget who was inducted as like Missy Elliott and someone else inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he went out on this little on his
tirade because
tirade saying why all these other people from the '80s, like why isn't it Twister Sister and why isn't these people in the Hall of Fame? I just don't understand. Basically saying why are these niggas in going in and not these? He doesn't consider rap music or anything we've done to be music. That's what it seemed like. And it's just like, all right, you're showing more and more of yourself doing stuff like this.
the dumb part about that though, with them inducting or have inducted so many people, rap artists and jazz artists and stuff, they need to change the name from Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's the biggest problem right there. I'm gonna be
Right.
honest with you. Just call it the Music Hall of Fame or something like
Right.
that. Because calling it the rock and roll is a specific genre. So
Yeah.
when you have rock and roll artists making a beef, I can technically understand why. Like, yo, it's called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, so just because you've already put in people from other genres, just
Right.
change the name, and you won't have this argument anymore. You really won't. The next matchup was Wardlow defeating Christian Cage in a ladder match. Another match that we could have saw on a Wednesday night.
Right. He did a cool ass swan time.
Right.
Right.
Um, a match that a match that ending surprised me. Tony Storm defeated Jamie Hayter for the women's championship. I did not expect that. I'm gonna be honest with you. And it was a very short match because it was a doo-doo match at that.
Oh, that's because Jamie Hayter is injured.
Yeah. Match was 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Match did not look that well.
She supposedly has a bad back, so I was shocked she went 5 minutes. If she had a bad back and she did 5 minutes, she is a beast.
To go. House of Black made a open challenge randomly in the middle of the pay-per-view. Like I said, this could have been like I said, this could have been another Dynamite matchup.
Right, yeah, this is definitely Dynamite vibes.
It's House of Black defeating the Acclaim and Billy Gunn. Like, they choked him out, they beat him up, they kicked him across the ring. Like, this was definitely a Wednesday night vibe.
This could have been AEW Dynamite, double or nothing.
Okay, here is where
it gets back to being double or nothing.
Here's where it gets back to being double or nothing, and then anger sets in for me. Jade Cargill, at the time was the TBS Women's Champion.
Yes, she was. She was undefeated.
Undefeated. Came down to the ring in her pink and green for her AKA Soras. Had her Soras with her. Did a whole stroll.
Yeah.
A whole stroll. For those of you who don't know what a stroll is, it's pretty much exactly what it says. It's a stroll. It's when a fraternity or a sorority do their walk that lets you know who they are, what they're about, and this is that. Each sorority and fraternity has their own specific one. Each chapter has their own specific one. So Jade and her AKA Soras came down and hit this stroll and was hitting it, and you could tell she was loving it. Had a very decent match with Taya Valkyrie where she defeated her. Right. And for some odd reason, Jade decided to run her mouth.
Yeah.
And say that there is no woman back there who can beat her. And AEW decides to bring back a returning alien, aka Chris Statlander.
Yeah, no woman can beat her, but an alien can.
And they took Jade's belt. They stopped that undefeated streak. They stopped the momentum that she was going on, everything, and had Chris Statlander win the title. Now, I know the overall purpose and goal is for Jade to win the women's world championship, but if you were doing the AEW comparisons, the WCW comparisons, as far as what you call it, as far as Jade is the Goldberg, undefeated champion, this and this and that. Goldberg didn't lose his United States Championship until he was already world champion. Goldberg didn't vacate that title, if you people remember.
Right.
He actually lost the United States Championship, but he was still world champion at the time. If you are doing that comparison, then guess what? You have to complete that fucking story.
Right.
Jade should not have lost that belt until she was winning the AEW women's title. And I can't stand the fact that they ruined that whole storyline that they had going on. And by no means am I a big Jade Cargill wrestling fan. She has improved in each match.
Right.
I will say that she has improved, and she's still not a great wrestler, but she's one of the best for that mid-card range that they have.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie on that. But if the goal is for her to be the world champion and you're doing this whole Goldberg undefeated streak, blah, 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 you just ruined that. You just flushed all of that down the toilet. Completely flushed that down the toilet. And that pissed me the hell off.
I mean, I'm mad she lost. I was mad she lost just because Bianca lost too in the same weekend. So I'm just like, well, dang. But
now,
I mean, it kind of makes sense because Double or Nothing is their WrestleMania if you think about it. But it's like, yeah, she lost on the biggest stage of them all, and it makes sense. Like she's like, oh, if I'm gonna lose, let me represent me for this. I'm gonna come out representing me. She's gonna come out wearing her colors and all that. But it's just like, if you were going to do all that, what was the point of having her? It just makes the whole prior defense a few seconds ago seem just pointless. It was pointless to have her do all that.
Right.
Just have her lose.
It really was.
Like, don't have her come out there talking her shit. Have her talk her shit. Just have her have an open challenge. Just hype up going into the pay-per-view. Fuck the match with Ty and Valkyrie. Just say Jade Cargill is coming to Double or Nothing, and she said ain't no woman in the back can beat her. Have her do that same entrance, and then after she did all her strolling and all that with them, she come out there and be like, all right, I did all that. Like I said, ain't no woman back there that can beat me. Then have Chris Statlander come out and put on, because the match said it was like 8 minutes and 40 seconds. The other match before that was 9 minutes. You could have saved your damn 9 minutes and had an 8-minute match and had her lose. Mm-hmm. There was no reason for the prior 8 minutes. You're getting to the same story without having the first unnecessary step. She didn't need a title defense. She was already undefeated going into there. She didn't need an extra number to be undefeated to lose.
Right.
They just have her lose. There was no reason to and it just makes Taya look stupid. So you had her show up, lose, and then it's like, all right, you lost, and now you're even more like, we super don't care because Jade lost right after that.
Right.
And it ain't like you can say, oh, you tired Jade out, like you didn't because she beat your ass. So
there we go. So that's doing that.
Then backwards ass booking.
Right. Then we get into the next hour of AEW wrestling, And when I say that, and I'm going to let you know this, folks, there's only 2 matches.
Right.
Yeah. So, first matchup was the 4 Pillars matchup. MJF, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Jungle Boy Jack Perry. As we all knew, MJF won. 28-minute match. Good match.
It was a
Definitely a
good
good
match.
match.
Sammy and his wife told us that they're having a baby, so
A baby.
congratulations to them.
Relations to them. Right. Everybody drinking that baby water.
Everybody out here just shooting the club up.
Nope. I got bouncers at my club. Nobody getting in with them. No.
MJF just winning. The highlight of that match was all of them hitting the finishers of their mentors, and MJF hitting the Cody Cutter. They're like, oh my God, it's the y'all know what that is. Yes, like, Crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
Crossroads. Yeah, Matty Rhodes is still there.
Yeah. So that was literally the highlight of that match. This match,
right?
Of course, I'm gonna be honest with you. Once again, could have been on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, that could have been a main event of a big Wednesday night Dynamite, like Dynamite Grand Slam. Boom.
Right. It could have took the last hour of the Dynamite. That's what you need that for. You know what I mean? Because you got to include the commercial. So it could have been the last hour of Dynamite.
Boom. We just booked y'all's Dynamite. Pay us.
Pretty fucking much. Next matchup, the main event, the Anarchy in the Arena matchup. The matchup that actually won Matt the fucking title. The last matchup of the fucking night, you rat bastard.
Yeah. I hate that match, but I thought about it. So the last time they had one of these matches, they won. This is Blackpool Combat Club's match, technically.
Mm-hmm.
And I low-key forgot. So when the match started, I low-key forgot that they keep playing the theme, that wild thing. I was like, oh yeah, I remember why I hate this match. Because they need to turn that bullshit off. So when they finally did beat that dude's ass, I was so damn happy. Because that song's not that damn good to be playing that long. But
Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite. Blackpool Combat Club won. We got an exploding super kick.
I was going to say that was the coolest part to me. I was like, yo, exploding super kick. People said they hated it. Some people said they hated it. I'm like, nah, that's cool. That's just wrestling. Cool. That was just wrestling.
that was a dramatic wrestling move. Like that's
exactly what it's supposed to be. That was the equivalent of when the Power Rangers got hit in their chest and sparks flew out.
Basically, that's exactly what it was.
My face lit up like, oh.
That's exactly what it was. Now that you meant, yeah, that's exactly. But overall, AEW, if this was a Wednesday night, I would give y'all an A+ for your Wednesday night show. But this is a pay-per-view.
This was a 4-hour torture.
So because this was a pay-per-view, instead of you breaking this up into 2 weeks of Dynamite, you went from a A+ down to a solid C.
I'm gonna give them a B-.
You got a straight C from me, baby.
Because they always, anytime they have a pay-per-view, do you know that shit about to be long as hell? Like, no.
This could have been broken up. Like I said, because of the caliber of matches you do on a Wednesday, you could have made this 2 Wednesday episodes.
Like WWE, they give us Raw is 3 hours. A pay-per-view is roughly a Raw, an extended Raw, and we are satisfied now. We have been freed from them 3 and 4 hour extravaganzas. They realize that people have lives.
We've been freed from the 7-hour WrestleMania.
Right. Like they realize COVID made them realize that the shit can be split up and you can make more money by splitting it up. And they realize that people have lives. Ain't nobody trying to be watching all this. We had set up that y'all was the last show technically out of a 4-show paper extravaganza weekend. And y'all wanted y'all. That's why people were saying they wish they were like, dang, I should have watched NXT because yeah, they had to sit through shit like Jericho, right. Shit through two unnecessary Jade match just to see her lose.
Basically. All right, folks. Now comes the meat and potatoes. We are doing predictions.
Yeah. And these are going to go quick because it's just me and Kenny.
Right. If you notice, Kenny did not smoke that much this episode because I knew we were doing predictions last. Won't have me out here making high ass predictions and losing. So as of right now, unless Mike John, Tito, Mongo, Justin.
Mongo the only person who get the pass.
Right. Mongo is the only person. Mongo is the only person who will get a pass. So Tito, Mike, Justin, y'all want a chance of winning this title? You better put your damn responses out there in the comments or send them to our chats. You know that. So, with that being said, folks, we are doing Impact against all odds. Since I am the person who didn't win, Matt gets to go last. Ooh, boy.
Oh, out of two people.
Mm-hmm. First matchup is the Design versus OVE. I am going to go with. Give me OVE.
I am gonna go OVE. I'll go OVE too.
Damn it, we ain't doing this.
I know.
Digital media. Oh, Reggie came with the OVE. Reggie said, "I'm gonna get mine in there, baby." All right, so we got Reggie with the OVE. All right, next one is digital media title.
No,
my boy, Dirty. I told you right when we was getting ready. Look, there she go with her pick.
She been watching the whole time.
She's going OVE. Next one, Digital Media Championship. We got Dirty Dango versus Joe Hendry. What you call it? Oh no! Oh, she's giving all her picks. All right, put all your picks in a row then, since y'all doing that, and I'll read them off later on to Matt. Dirty Dango versus Joe Hendry. I'm going Dango.
I am gonna go Henry.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Here we go with the bullshit. X Division title, Chris Sabin versus Trey Miguel. After the rant that I just had earlier, give me Trey.
That I'm gonna go Trey. Wait, let me see. Chris Sabin versus Trey. Oh damn. Give me Chris Sabin.
You know what? Give me Chris Sabin too. They are going to put the belt on that motherfucker. I ain't that dumb.
Against all odds, like so, he gotta win. He gonna win against all odds.
All right. Batty is going Hendry and Trey Miguel. Reggie is going Hendry and Trey Miguel as well.
Okay.
All right. The next matchup, Trinity and Deanna Purrazzo versus Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans. This is going to be Trinity's third or fourth matchup?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, she still ain't losing. So give me Trinity and Deanna.
Yeah, give me Trinity and Deanna also.
Right. Reggie's doing the same, and I'm pretty sure Batty's going to do the same as well. Next matchup, two old heads. Eddie Edwards versus Frankie Kazarian. Give me old Frankie. I'm going Frankie.
Frankie Kazarian versus. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Old heads. I told you.
Oh goodness. Give me.
Mm-hmm.
Because either of them could freaking win. Give me Eddie Edwards. This match is ass.
Ass. Next up, Impact Tag Titles. We have the Good Hands versus ABC, Ace of Bay. For the Impact Tag Team titles, give me Ace of Bay, folks.
Yeah, give me Ace of Base. Nobody. I ain't stupid.
Next matchup is a dog collar match. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. A dog collar match.
Lord.
Killer Kelly versus Masha Slamovich. Ha! You thought I was going to say it was the males, right? I told y'all Impact does it for these females.
Right.
Reggie's taking Frankie and Ace of Base.
Okay.
Baddie's taking Trinity, Indiana, Ace of Base, and Slamovich. Now, dog collar match. Killer Kelly versus Masha Slamovich. I'm going to go. Give me 2 Ks, not 3.
Lord. Oh, yeah, that got me. I was like, who the hell? I was like, oh. I was like, okay, Killer Kelly. I was like, what is the Oh! Oh! Damn!
Give me 2 Ks, not 3.
I'm gonna take Masha. That match gonna be brutal.
Yeah,
That match gonna be good. That's gonna be match of the night, low key.
Reggie's taking Masha as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here comes this crazy ass match. 8-4-1 tag match. Starts off as a 8-man tag match, then goes to a 4-man tag match. Then goes
from the winning team.
Yeah. Then goes to a 1-on-1 matchup. Like, it's crazy. So, your participants are Bully Ray, Jonathan Gresham, Heath Ledger, Nick Aldis, Speedball, Moose, PCO, and Swan. Now, Mongo has the tag match and the 4-way match.
Lord.
So he wants us to pick the tag match first. Okay, so he wants us to pick.
So that's how we get from 8 to 4-1. So it goes from the tag. Whoever wins the tag match, then they got to fight each other, and then whoever wins that wins. Damn, that's creative as hell. But damn,
that's a lot.
Right.
That's a lot. All right, so let's pick this 8-man tag match first. Look at Mongo.
Hey, I was over here worried. I was over here taking screenshots and shit. Like, oh
man, you missed all of our shits.
That's all right.
Yeah, you said you'll go back. You goddamn right. You're gonna go back and watch those. Look at our picks. All right. So the first matchup is the tag part, the 8-man tag. We got Team Bully. We got Team Bully versus Team Speedy. Team Bully is Bully, Gresham, Heath, and Aldis. Speedy is Speedball, Moose, PCO, and Swan. I am going to go with. Yeah, we both went them. We both went Chris Sabin. I went Dirty Dango.
And I went Henry. Oh yeah, he got me for Henry.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
went
went
Eddie.
Frankie. Right. I went Frankie. Matt went Eddie.
That match sucks.
Yeah. Um, Matt was taking Masha.
Yeah, I took Masha.
All right. So you caught all up, Margo. All right. Team Bully is Bully, Gresham, Heath, and Aldis. I'm going Aldis's crew for this part. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Aldous crew because I don't want to see nobody in that just because PCO's and that other PCO and Swan are holding back that other crew. Half of that team is cool and the other half is ass.
What you call it? Reggie's going Aldi and them too.
Right.
Mon-
Booty Bash
Mongo
said,
either.
"Hey, my God."
Right. And oh my God, she's taking Aldi and them too.
And she
I ain't
said,
saying what
"Big
she.
Nick for the win."
Hey
Yuck.
yo. Hey yo. All right. Now, out of that, since we pick Aldi and them, so out of Bully, Gresham, Heath, and Aldis, who is winning that? Fuck it. Gresham gotta win, yo. I'm going Gresham.
Oh, damn.
Gresham gotta win,
That's
yo.
what I'm thinking too. I'm like Gresham. I'm like Gresham and Macklin. Oh yeah, sign me the hell up.
Right. Everybody's going Macklin. Ain't nobody picking Alex Shelley ass. I'm not even saying that match. Alex Shelley versus Steve Macklin.
I'm still mad that I jumped and said Alex Shelley wasn't gonna win, so I'm
Some
just shocked that he's
bitch.
even in there.
All right. Now here goes Mongo and his goddamn tiebreakers.
You know
Who
these is
takes
gonna be
the
good.
right? Who takes the loss in the first in the 8-on-8? In the 4-on-4, who takes that loss? I'm going to say that is going to be a speedball. Speedball is going to get pinned by Bully.
Swan. Oh, she said Moose.
Right. She said Moose. She ain't
Moose.
taking Mackie.
Oh, yeah, that is.
Right. Because at first she was going. Reggie said Swanee takes the pin.
I'm gonna listen to Moose Patty and go to I'm gonna go to Moose too. I'm gonna go to Moose. Yeah, fact.
No, I'm going with Gresham. I'm staying with Gresham. I mean, Gresham needs this, yo. He needs this. He needs this. How long until we get some blood in the dog collar match? Oh, give me 4 minutes and 27 seconds.
5:30.
Mongo is taking the 6. Reggie, Batty, how long until we see blood from the ladies in that dog collar match? Batty said 3:03. Reggie, 7 minutes. Yep. Reggie got 7 minutes. All right. So As of right now, the way this is looking, it looks like Jeremy and Mike are not eligible to win a
It's a
championship this week.
triple threat match.
Exactly. Oh, shit. I got too many different answers. No, actually. Yeah. So 4 matches count. And then we got the all right, that's solid.
All right.
4 matches. So 4 matches count from us. Let's see. Well, Reggie, unless these Reggie, unless these oh no, Mongo, remember Batty said she's taking Moose. So they got one matchup that's different. Oh no, that was her who's taking the pin. That's right.
Yeah.
So Reggie, your luck is being based upon their tiebreakers, brother, because if not, she's staying champ. Oh, she said you didn't put the Frankie in this match for her.
Oh, he said she took Grush.
Yeah, you didn't put the Frankie and the Kazarian match in for them.
Oh, the Eddie and Kazarian match.
Yeah. Same person.
Right. They both old.
All right. Reggie's taking Frankie and Batty.
And Booty Batty is taking Kazarian.
Yeah, so y'all ain't got no difference. Reggie, your luck is dependent upon these tiebreakers. And
damn,
if you're really going to depend on the Mongo's tiebreaker, you might as well just tell her congrats now.
Damn.
Because Mongo's a jerk when it comes down to tiebreaker questions. Yeah, I said it. So what? But before we go, like I stated earlier in the show, we were going to just say like maybe 1 or 2 moments that we remember from the legend Iron Sheik that has passed, who has recently passed. I'll go first because like I'm the oldest. I've actually seen the man alive wrestling.
Right.
One of the things I do remember was Iron Sheik walking with those. Walking and doing interviews while working out with the heavy ass clubs.
Oh yeah,
bro, them things are like 60 pounds a piece, and he's just swinging them shits back and forth. Oh no, hold on, Mongo. Reggie said, no. Reggie like, no. There's something that's gonna change. So Mongo, she took Gresham to win the Fatal 4-Way. But I remember that, and the other thing that I remember is when him and my man Nikita Koloff with Nikolai Volkov, I'm sorry, would come out and he would start singing the Russian anthem. Your man Iron Sheik would be spitting on people in the crowd, bro. It did. I'm like, yo. Iron Sheik was also the very first wrestling doll that I had. And back in the 80s, ladies and gentlemen, the wrestling dolls are nothing like what they are right now. The wrestling dolls were fucking thick ass pieces of rubber. The type of rubber that your goddamn plunger is made out of. All right. It's that type of like mad thick. Like no middle, wasn't hollow. Shit was heavy, and the wrestler was in one pose.
Right.
Iron Sheik's pose was one arm down, one arm up, like this. That's the pose that he had. And you had to figure out a wrestling match between him and Hulk Hogan, who had both arms like this. How you was gonna figure out a wrestling match? Well, let's just say I had Iron Sheik doing DDTs before DDTs was popular.
Right.
All right. So, and I remember another thing about the Iron Sheik was the fact that his match was one of the first matches that I've ever seen blood in, because he hit, I forgot who it was. Damn it, I'm that old guy. I forgot who it was. Oh my god. It was Bob Backlund. He hit Bob Backlund with his boot.
Mm-hmm.
And it bust Bob Backlund's forehead wide the fuck open. That was the first time I saw blood. And I'm like, Daddy, he's dying. So Sheiky Baby, those are my memories. But the spitting on people, that's the realest. That's the realest. Like, how you got away with that?
Right. I always think of him spitting on people, him being with classy Freddie Blassie. Because that always used to crack me up because he be wearing the headgear. And I'd be like, who is this old white man
rocking with
him? Like, yo, this dude be with everybody. Like, he ain't got no shame. He managed anybody and everybody.
I said, I'll make that money, baby.
And I figure him in the gimmick battle royal showing his ass.
Yo, first of all, did you see the A&E WWE Legends on him?
I still gotta watch it.
Okay, first of all, it made me sad to hear about Sheik passing because I literally watched that this Sunday. Like, it debuted this Sunday and I was watching it. So, like, damn, I was just watching him. It comes to find out, Sheik showed his ass and won because his knees couldn't take him being thrown over the top rope and landing out there. So the only way they can get him through this match was to have him win. Like, his body was not physically able to take being thrown over and landing on his feet because his knees would have shattered like dust.
Right.
That's why it took him 40 minutes to walk to the goddamn ring during that shit, yo. Like, by the time, I don't know if you ever watched that, by the time Sheik got to the ring, they had already called somebody else out.
Right.
That shit was crazy. But yeah, Sheik knees were done up. That's right. That's what the problem was for Sheik. That's exactly what the problem was for Sheik. Once again, we send our biggest condolences to him and his family. Reggie, we got a message for you. Mongo said, don't bust a tit. He got the change. The Iron Sheik boot was so crazy to me. It really was. It was because it had the little hook on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever seen, we all know New Day does cosplay and homages to different guys. Xavier Woods has worn the pointed boots plenty of times in reference to the Iron Sheik.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, but I think that's about it. I think we covered it all. We had a pretty supposed to have been a quick show, but seemed like we had a lot to talk about.
Right. We going through all those pay-per-views. We gave a recap. I mean, this week in wrestling, a quick recap. I mean, we had Seth Rollins we had our first world title defense on Raw in a while. Seth defended against Damian Priest. Damian Priest is clearly showing off. He lost, but it's clearly seen that he's
showing
going to be an
his
up and comer.
ass.
Right, he's going to be an up and comer. They love him. We got people qualifying for the Money in the Bank. We got Becky Lynch in the Money in the Bank. We got Zoe Stark in the Money in the Bank. So that's going to continue that story. We're going to have Asuka still talking her shit. Bianca's turning into NXT Bianca low key.
All right. Oh, we did forget one thing. What you call it? They did reveal that CM Punk will be the main event for Collision.
Oh yeah, it's CM Punk and FTR versus Bullet Club.
Joe and Samoa Joey.
Yeah, Bullet Club and Samoa Joe. So whoopee! If you're watching
Right.
that on Saturday night, congratulations to you. I won't. I'll probably read about it on Cade side. So
I'll put it to you this way. It's and the Bullet Club. It's the Bullet Club, folks. Just to let you know, we don't mean Young Bucks, Mega, Ace of Bay. We mean Jay White and Juicy.
right, Bullet Club Gold. Bullet Club Gold.
Juicy. Yeah. Don't forget, we got yeah, that's it. No, we got the pay-per-view coming up. We made our predictions, you guys.
We might be having a second show where we're reviewing Dark Side of the Ring episodes.
Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who enjoyed our Saturday midday podcast, where we were talking about television shows such as Interview with the Vampire, House of Dragons, and Last of Us, you will soon be watching UTR presents Dark Side of Wrestling, where we will be reviewing the episodes of the Dark Side of Wrestling. And if you have never seen that series, do yourself a favor, go back and catch up. Like, go back and catch up because they got some shit. That's where everybody, if you've been a fan of ours, where remember we've talked about the plane ride from hell, stuff like that. Like, yeah. So definitely catch up. Listen, those weights that Sheik had were crazy,
right?
Because it's a club that's literally about 60 pounds, and to do that exercise, you got to have full rotator cuff rotation. We don't talk about Ric Flair almost dying again. Like,
that should have almost got him canceled again, but it didn't.
Right. Like, we don't. Ric Flair is definitely, we don't talk about Bruno. All right, like, so that's how we feel about that. It's about time for Rick to just stop. Folks, don't forget to follow us at facebook.com/undertheringpod and Twitch TV/undertheringpod. As you know, we air around 8:45-ish every Thursday evening. We're a little late this week, but guess what? We were here. If you want to find out exactly what time we are on, just do yourself a favor, follow us on Facebook, so that way you can actually know exactly where. Yeah, Rick.
Z-Plane.
Yeah, Rick was wilding. Rick was definitely wilding. Don't forget, you can always follow us also on our Linktree/Under the Ring Pods, where we have our boy Greg Bush SK. Don't forget, folks, Greg is also a writer. So when you see articles from UTR, guess who's doing most of the writing? That is our boy G Money right there. Give that man some clicks there, folks. And we got me on Twitter, RockRibs44. I just talk a little bullshit every now and then, put up a couple of pictures, just be Kenny. We got our boy, Mr. Fresh Beard. You want to know about anything conscious going on in the community, and if you want to have another angry black man yell at you what's wrong with the community, check Mike out. Then we got our man with the beer in his hand, let you know about everything from the latest hops to the latest hoops, especially ones with the Lakers. Our boy, the right
Yes.
answer, Matt. We got our street team captain, the man that is out there putting UT on the map everywhere within the NYC. Give it up for Boreal Maliente. And our special correspondent working deep down in the South in the newsroom, our boy Justin D. Baxley. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. As always, it's a pleasure to be here with y'all. Same time, same place next week. Peace.
Frank time.